Have you been using mouth tape as a solution for either mouth breathing, snoring, or even worse, sleep apnea? What if I told you this solution actually has tremendous hidden dangers that you need to be aware of? New research has come out showing that not only will mouth taping not help you sleep better, it has a really dangerous side effect, and I want to warn you all about it. But first, why were people slapping tape on their mouths while they slept in the first place? It is because mouth breathing while asleep remains a serious health issue. Mouth breathing, especially while you sleep, does not just cause bad breath. It can affect your body in many different ways. Mouth breathing dries your mouth out while you sleep, which can result in something called gingivitis, also tooth cavities, and even significant tooth decay. Many people don't know it, but your oral health has huge effects on your cardiovascular system. Mouth breathing also makes you more susceptible to throat and ear infections, since everything's just literally flying right in. Air inhaled through your mouth is drier, leading to increased evaporation from the airways and a higher overall water loss from the body. What does that mean? You lose 40% more water than if you were breathing through your nose. Breathing through your mouth also leads to lower oxygen concentration in the blood, which can be associated with a higher risk of high blood pressure, which can lead to heart failure. It's also been shown that mouth breathing decreases your lung function and exacerbates breathing difficulties in people with breathing disorders such as asthma. When you're breathing through your nose, the hairs in your nose act as the first line of defense between your body and external particulates and pathogens. Breathing through your nose also warms and humidifies the air. This makes the body's ability to absorb oxygen more efficient and effective, and it's excellent for your respiratory health. Breathing through your nose also produces nitric oxide. Nitric oxide plays a vital role in the body as a signaling molecule, primarily by relaxing blood vessels, which improves blood flow and nutrient delivery. This vasodilation effect contributes to various bodily functions, including blood pressure, exercise performance, and sexual function. And you guessed it, sleep. Your mouth simply does not have any of these filters or processes. If your body takes in this bad air, it suffers as a result. Think of it like this. Would you put leaded, unfiltered gas into your car? No, of course not. Mouth taping emerged several years ago as a viable way to prevent you from being able to breathe through your mouth, thus forcing you to breathe only through your nose. However, this was not postulated by doctors, but by biohackers. Many people thought, this sounds great in theory, right? If mouth breathing is so bad, but also hard to stop doing, maybe mouth taping should be seen as a positive health intervention. Unfortunately, most of the research on mouth taping was limited. Good news, that has changed. Before I get into that, if you're interested in getting better sleep, please subscribe to my channel. I've got a bunch of great content coming out soon that I really don't want you to miss. And if you're finding this video helpful, do me a favor, give it a like. Your support allows me to create more content just like this video. While you're at it, swing on over to sleepdoctor.com. It's got tons of sleep content, articles, even a shop. I'll leave the link below. In a study just published this May in the Public Library of Sciences, the PLOS1 journal, researchers conducted what is called a meta-analysis of all the research published on mouth taping over the last 25 years. The study found pretty conclusively that mouth taping does not help stop mouth breathing. There's also no indication that it helped people sleep more deeply or feel more rested in the morning. But more importantly, the authors of the meta-analysis learned that mouth taping has not yet been studied at all in people with nasal obstructions. And keep in mind, nasal obstruction like deviated septums and enlarged adenoids are not only very common, affecting up to a third of the population, but they are especially common in people who mouth breathe. The authors of the study therefore concluded, quite alarmingly, that there actually can be some really serious risks of asphyxiation if you mouth tape. That means dying from lack of air. And that is why I wanted to make this video to tell everyone I can, not only will mouth tape not help you feel more rested, there's a chance you could suffocate in your sleep. However, I also do not want us to forget about mouth breathing, since it remains a serious issue. The good news is you do not need mouth tape to stop mouth breathing. In fact, if you are mouth taping, it's probably a sign that there is a root cause of your mouth breathing that you have not identified. So I have a number of strategies, tips, and products that can address these known root causes and are a much more effective way of treating mouth breathing. The first thing you should try is nasal decongestion via nasal irrigation. Nasal irrigation systems like a neti pot benefit your airways by clearing congestion and reducing symptoms of allergies, colds, and something called sinusitis. The neti pot clears your airways by rinsing away mucus, allergens, and irritants through the use of distilled water running through your sinus cavity via gravity. Tap water is not safe for use with nasal irrigation because it's not adequately filtered or treated. It can contain things like bacteria that might be safe to drink, but in your nasal passages can lead to serious infections or even be fatal in some rare cases. You can also try a nasal dilator. While a nasal dilator's main purpose is to relieve snoring and increase airflow, it can improve your ability to breathe through your nose instead of your mouth. Another great product to help you breathe through your nose at night is an air purifier. Think about it. You spend more time in your bedroom than any other part of your house. Keeping the air clean and free of particulates will go a long way to keeping your nasal passages clear. And if none of these are helping with your allergies or congestion, consider over-the-counter medications like Rhinocort or Flonase. While not all natural, they are still great ways to relieve discomfort from congestion and hopefully curb mouth breathing. Next, try to limit your alcohol intake. To minimize the risk of mouth breathing, which can be associated with snoring and sleep apnea caused by alcohol consumption, it's best to stop drinking for at least 4 hours before your planned bedtime. This allows your body sufficient time to metabolize the alcohol and reduce its impact on the throat and jaw muscles that play a role in breathing during sleep. My next tip is something called the Buteyko breathing method. This method involves practicing nasal breathing while awake and includes exercises like holding your breath after a gentle exhale to increase carbon dioxide tolerance and encourage more efficient breathing patterns. The goal is to train your body to breathe through your nose more naturally, which can then carry over into sleep. So, about 60 minutes before lights out, you can start by sitting on the floor or in a chair where you can elongate your spine and keep it upright. Spend some time just breathing normally for a minute or two to relax all your muscles. The first phase is called the controlled pause. Exhale slowly until your lungs are completely empty. Then use your index finger and your thumb to plug the nose by gently pinching it closed, like when you go underwater or something like that. Continue to hold your breath until you feel the urge to breathe. For me, this is 5 to 7 seconds, and then immediately inhale and breathe normally for about 10 seconds. Repeat this sequence 3 to 4 times. Now, we do the second phase, which is called the maximum pause. Just like before, exhale slowly and hold your breath. Use your index finger and your thumb to plug your nose. Now, hold that breath for twice the length of the control pause. So, for example, if you did it for 5 to 7 seconds in the control, you can do it for 10 to 15 seconds during the maximum. When you have moderate discomfort, inhale, then breathe normally for 5 to 10 seconds and repeat this 5 times. This is not something you'll want to do right before bed, but rather 1 hour before lights out to help slow you down and calm you down. Let me know down in the comments if you mouth breathe and if you have any tips that have helped you stop it. And if you're looking for breathing techniques to fall asleep fast or you think you may have sleep apnea, check out these other videos right here. All right, everyone, that's it for this one. I'm Dr. Michael Bruce, the Sleep Doctor, wishing you sweet dreams.